our hottest topic of the week, courtesy of a question from at April Lively 112. What do you think of Sabrina Carpenter's new album cover? Okay with it or inappropriate? Asks April Lively.
Well,
Sabrina Carpenter, you want to go?
sure.
All right.
I'm not a giant fan of hers. I think she's okay, and I think her voice is okay. But I think the album cover is ridiculous. I don't know why you have to, in today's environment and world, why you would have to put that picture on the cover, which sets women back a little bit. I don't care what you do in your
Maybe a
private
lot.
world.
Yeah.
If you like that and you're with your person that you like to do that behind closed doors, it's fine. That's your business. But I don't know why you would want to do that. I guess, of course, for shock value, right?
That's it.
But I don't think it really enhances her album. Her music is her
No.
music. I mean, Sinatra didn't have to do that.
No.
And he is a legend.
Unless she reveals that the picture as you see it in frame, in total frame, that the quote unquote man in the suit actually has her face to it. She's capable of that. Where it's she's dressed as a man pulling her by the
I
hair.
don't think
I don't know.
that's
It's possible.
That's going way too deep. I
But-
don't think
but
that's
that
the
she is
message.
capable of that. Okay. I don't know all that much about her music. I know Man Child, and I know the video, and I know her MO, and I know her voice because she has a little girl voice. She is a small woman.
Yeah, she's
at
very petite.
5 feet-ish tall. I think she might even be 4'11"-ish. And she is the new age Madonna to me because she sings in a very little girl voice, as did Madonna. And what did Madonna thrive on? Overt sexuality, sort of in-your-face sexuality,
Yeah, but
shocking sexuality.
Madonna was a force field. She was an innovator. She was ahead of anybody else. She didn't care. She was a marketer of herself. She did have talent, major talent. She still does have major talent. And she never followed anybody. She did her own thing. I mean, back in the day when she was with Jelly Bean Benitez, who was her producer, and she was living down in the village and she was trying to just get her music known, she had a style unlike anyone else. So to follow in her footsteps or try to be the new Madonna, to me, is an insult to Madonna.
But Madonna,
there's only one Madonna.
Okay, but she has sort of aged out of the now realm, right?
Well, I don't know. Her concerts still, she just played recently.
But that's like the
sold
Rolling
out.
Stones are in their 80s and they
Yeah.
can sell out any 100,000-seat stadium around the world.
Yeah.
So she will always have that drawing power with her lifelong diehard fans, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And she
but
still
she
will
was-
go down in pop culture history as someone who
she was
did something
revolutionary.
against the grain.
Oh, did she?
You know.
And then she would date against the grain or marry against the grain.
Yeah.
She dated Dennis Rodman back
And she'd
in the
married
day.
Sean Penn, and then she married Guy Ritchie.
Guy Ritchie, if you know
but-
from
British films.
Lock, Stock, and
Yeah.
Smoking Barrels, and
But
then
Madonna is
Mobland
Madonna,
now.
and
Yeah.
so I don't to have to put this as an album cover, so everybody has to start talking about it and say, "Oh my God, she did this." She did. Just sing. If you're, you made a point. Adele is one of the most fabulous
told her,
singers
yeah.
in the world.
She doesn't resort to any of this. She
No.
doesn't need any of it because she's got the voice.
When you listen to her, she's incredible,
Yeah.
and you buy her album, it's incredible. You don't need to have some kind of, I don't know, ploy of some sort. To me,
Barbara Streisand never did resort to
I don't
it
think
because
Barbara
she has the
Streisand
voice,
on
right?
the cover. No.
Whitney Houston had the voice.
Mariah Carey. I mean, you go
Mariah
down
Carey
the
had
list,
the
but
voice. So
I don't
they don't
know.
need this. So
You don't need to create buzz. Your voice says it all.
yeah. So is she within
Trying
her
to create
15 minutes of
buzz.
fame? Is
Yeah.
she going to?
know.
Will her star flame out and fall quickly? It might.
It could. I just don't
But there's shock
get it.
value to it.
I mean, Dolly Parton didn't have to do that. Dolly Parton is Dolly Parton.
She
and she's
dressed provocatively.
But that was her style.
Yeah.
That was her style, and it still is her style. And she looks amazing and sounds amazing, and she doesn't have to. It's a gimmick. It's gimmicks, which I can't stand. I'm tired of gimmicks.
Okay,
Just
so
be who you
with
are with
Sabrina
a fabulous
Carpenter, I
voice.
have to believe
Seriously, I'm underneath my
I have
legs.
to believe that in the end, Hazel, that Sabrina doesn't trust her voice to carry her. That she needs
I don't
more.
know,
But you can also say that about Madonna
but
in the early days because she's just got a little girl voice. But she could create songs that
but
were
she, but
consistently,
but
routinely
wait a
better
minute.
than Sabrina's
She didn't
songs.
always have a little girl voice because on some of her songs,
Yes,
she's got a very deep voice,
yeah.
you know, and Madonna was just sexy and sex and gorgeous and hot and whatever.
I don't know if
But
she was gorgeous, but
oh,
she
I
was
think
hot.
she is. But I think unless
Okay,
Sabrina
so
has somebody who's her marketing person, who her team behind her is saying this is what you should do, and
I'm sure she does.
sometimes it's not her, it's her team.
But Madonna had some classic hits for those who don't know. You can check it
Oh
out on
God, like a
YouTube.
virgin,
Like a Prayer. Like a
prayer.
Prayer was
Yeah,
the greatest.
that's
I
a
saw her twice live in concert. And you want to talk about putting on a show? She had
uh,
lots of dancers, obviously, but
yeah.
it
But
was very
she could dance
provocative
too.
and
I mean,
yeah. I, I,
she's a
I don't know if
powerhouse.
she could really dance,
Oh, she
but she,
could dance. Oh my God, if I
yeah,
could dance one day like she could dance,
yeah. Papa Don't
forget it.
Preach,
Oh
Borderline,
God, borderline,
Justify My Love,
everything.
Vogue. In Vogue, she spoke. She actually kind of rapped.
And some of her later albums were just as good.
Yeah, Ray of Light. I
So
liked it.
good.
Check them out. I mean, but she was creating songs that carried better than the voice behind the song. She did not have Whitney Houston's voice or
No,
Adele or Barbara
no,
Streisand.
but she just had a style,
Okay, but
and she
she
was
needed the
unique.
shock value too. I
Yeah,
think.
but I think it's not. I think that's just who she was. I
Yeah.
mean, back in the times from the '80s through now,
Yeah.
she was always reinventing herself that nobody had done before. She did it, and then everybody followed.
That's true. She was the first.
Even in that movie, what was the movie? Oh God, Desperately Seeking Susan.
Oh yeah, she was.
She was. Oh my God, and who's that girl?
Who's that girl? And then the Truth or Dare
Oh, and then she
documentary.
did Broadway, and then I mean, this girl
Okay,
is
she's
like
a powerhouse. Well,
forever.
Sabrina is following in big footsteps.
Yeah.